In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where the canopy of trees looms like a dark, impenetrable fortress, a legend persisted among the villagers, a legend of the swamp beast. Miguel, a seasoned hunter, had heard the tales whispered around flickering campfires, tales that spoke of a monstrous black crocodile, a creature so large it could swallow a man whole, lurking in the murky depths of the lower Rio Negro. This creature was said to have claimed the lives of 3 villagers, and the locals spoke of it in hushed tones, warning that it was no ordinary beast but a cursed demon spirit, awakened by the scent of human blood and driven by a thirst for vengeance. Miguel had always dismissed such superstitions, believing them to be the fabrications of fearful minds. Yet, as he prepared for the hunt, he felt a twinge of unease. He gathered a team of 4 men, each armed with heavy rifles, machetes, floodlights, and satellite radios, ready to plunge into the depths of the jungle. The Amazon, with its dense foliage and hidden dangers, was a treacherous place, and they were venturing into a perilous battlefield where the darkness could be as lethal as any creature. On their first day, they navigated the tangled undergrowth, the air thick with humidity and the scent of decay. As they reached the riverbank, they uncovered long, deep drag marks in the mud, evidence of something massive moving through the swamp. The sight sent a chill down Miguel's spine, but he pressed on, determined to confront the beast. They found deep bite marks on a nearby tree, and then, the most horrifying discovery of all, a half-eaten human body, remnants of a life snuffed out too soon. The gruesome sight solidified their resolve, but it also deepened the shadows of doubt creeping into Miguel's mind. That night, as the camp settled into an uneasy quiet, a monumental force crashed through the river, sending waves lapping against the shore. The sound was deafening, and Miguel's heart raced with a primal fear. One of the team members, Carlos, vanished into the darkness, leaving behind only a bloodied boot beside a foul puddle. Panic gripped the remaining men as they searched frantically, but the jungle swallowed their cries, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. The following day, they devised a plan. They baited the riverbank with pieces of meat, hoping to lure the beast into the open. As dawn broke, the jungle was bathed in a ghostly light, and Miguel's heart pounded in anticipation. Suddenly, the water erupted in a violent splash, and there it was, the swamp beast. It was a terrifying sight, massive like a small boat, its ridged back reminiscent of a dragon, and its glowing red eyes reflected the floodlights like burning coals. The very air seemed to crackle with danger. In a split second, the creature lunged, its jaws snapping shut with a force that echoed through the forest. One of the men, Javier, was caught in its deadly embrace, bitten in half as blood sprayed across the river in a horrifying mist. The remaining survivors stood paralyzed, terror gripping them as they realized they were not just hunting a beast. They were prey in a deadly game. Faced with their worst fears, Miguel and the 2 remaining men, Lucas and Felipe, fled into the depths of the jungle. The beast pursued them with terrifying speed, its guttural growls reverberating through the trees. This predator wasn't merely hunting for sustenance, it thrived on the thrill of the chase, feeding off their fear. The jungle morphed into a nightmarish labyrinth, every shadow concealing the potential for death. Miguel's instincts kicked in, and he led his companions deeper into the undergrowth, desperate to escape the relentless pursuit. As they ran, they stumbled upon a clearing, and Miguel's mind raced, searching for a way to turn the tide. In a final desperate move, he recalled an old trap he had once set for jaguars, a cliff rigged with explosives. If he could lure the beast there, perhaps they could end its reign of terror. With adrenaline surging through his veins, he devised a plan. He and Lucas would bait the creature while Felipe would prepare the explosives. The air was thick with tension as they executed their plan. Miguel and Lucas stood at the edge of the clearing, calling out to the beast, hoping to draw its attention. The underbrush rustled ominously, and then, like a nightmare made flesh, the swamp beast emerged, its eyes glowing with a feral hunger. It charged, a mass of scales and fury, and Miguel's heart raced as he led it toward the cliff. With a deep breath, Miguel triggered the detonator just as the beast reached the edge. The explosion was cataclysmic, rocks and flames cascading down in a chaotic torrent. The creature thrashed beneath the rubble, its final terrifying shriek resounding through the forest before silence prevailed. Miguel stood on the edge, breathless, the weight of what he had done crashing over him like a tidal wave. He survived, but the victory felt hollow. Even after his harrowing experience, he often found his gaze drifting to the trees, ever watchful, as though something still lurked nearby, waiting in the shadows. The jungle had a way of holding its secrets close, and Miguel knew that the swamp beast was not merely a creature of flesh and bone. It was a manifestation of the fears that resided in the hearts of those who dared to enter its domain. Weeks later, as the villagers began to rebuild their lives, whispers of the beast's return ignited once more. Immense drag marks were discovered leading toward another settlement, and the fear that had momentarily subsided surged back to life. The hunt may have ended for Miguel, but the story of the beast continued, a haunting reminder that some nightmares never truly die. In the depths of the Amazon, the legend of the swamp beast thrived, a dark echo of the primal fears that dwelled within the hearts of all who dared to tread its haunted paths.